Hello everyone, this is Nathan from The Grind United and EnragedGeeseFitness.com, and today we'll be making a super easy and cheap meal that's good for cutting, bulking, anything you want to do in the gym, and it's going to consist of chicken, rice, and broccoli. Super easy to make, super cheap. You can go to the store right now, get all the ingredients. Doesn't take much at all, it takes no time. We're going to get into how to make that right now. It's going to be short, fast, and to the point. Okay, so we're back, and the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And so while mine's warming up there, I just have everything already kind of ready. These are all the ingredients. Of course, I have 2 heads of broccoli here. I have my jasmine rice. You want to get jasmine rice at the store because it doesn't stick together. It's not real starchy. It's really, really good rice and not much more expensive than any of the other rice. So make sure you get jasmine rice. Then of course chicken here. I just get the breasts, and I try to pick out the ones that say vegetarian diet, no antibiotics. We'll see how true that actually is, but this is only $10 and you get pretty much a full platter full of chicken there, and the fat's already kind of trimmed off those, but I'll still trim off a little bit here in a minute. And of course, while that's heating up over there at 400 degrees, we want to line our pan, any pan really, with some tin foil, and then that's just going to keep all the drippings and things of our chicken, kind of let them soak into the chicken. It also keeps it clean to where we can have an easy cleanup of our mess afterwards. Then as far as the little things, that's the big stuff out of the way. The little things, we're just going to use normal olive oil, just the cheap stuff, to cover the pan here, or cover the tin foil to keep everything from sticking. And then of course any seasonings you want to use for your chicken, I'm going to use salt, pepper, just salt, pepper there, garlic, powder and onion powder, and then I use Weber's Kickin' Chicken seasoning. It's really good to put on top. It's kind of spicy, makes the rice and broccoli. I don't like to add a lot of seasoning to that or a lot of salt anyways to my meals, so this really spices it up a little bit. And then any marinade really, I just have honey teriyaki. I don't know how well that's going to go with the Kickin' Chicken, but we'll see. So that's all the ingredients. We're going to go ahead and carve up the chicken now and trim off the fat of that. And then we're going to cut up our broccoli heads, throw them into a pot, and we'll get to how to cook that here in just a second. Just gonna cut off all the plastic here. Now I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just washing the chicken with some cold water. That gets any nasty skin or things that might be on the chicken that you don't want. It just rinses them off. So I'm just going to take cold water and rinse each one off really fast. And there went our oven, so that's done preheating. Alright, after you're done washing them all off just quickly, you can cut off any fat that might be on there or any red spots. There shouldn't be a whole lot if you get a good brand of chicken, but every now and then you'll find a piece, like I don't really want this nasty skin on there. It just easily rips off. So you just want to clean those up. Alright, so mine didn't have much fat on them. I'm done trimming it up now, so I'll just go ahead and take it over to my tin foil pan, and we're going to sauce them up and stick them in the oven. Okay, so next thing we want to do is, now that our chicken is all trimmed up, we're going to oil our tin foil here. I just throw a decent amount on, and then we'll spread it around with our fingers. Make sure it's on the whole pan coated. Okay, after that's done, we'll take our marinade or any sort of sauce you want, and I'm just going to dump mine into a bowl. I honestly don't have a whole lot right now. I should have got more at the store when I went, but I forgot that I was about out. Luckily we have the dry stuff as well, so it'll actually be more flavorful than I'd expect. And then we'll just dump each of these into the marinade. If you really want some flavor out of it, you can soak it in the fridge for, a day or, just like 30 minutes to an hour before you cook it. Let it soak up all of the juices of the marinade, and it'll make it a lot better flavor. But since we're doing this really quick here, for time's sake, I'm just gonna quickly dip mine and then put all of my powdered seasonings on it as well, and then stick it right into the oven. Alright, as you can see, we had just the right amount of marinade actually, so that's good, being efficient. Then we'll just take any of our dry seasonings. We're just going to sprinkle those on pretty heavily. Make sure we get every piece really good. This is going to be the most flavorful part of your meal, Your rice is just going to be pretty plain. Of course, your broccoli, we're not going to add much to that, just like butter, salt, and pepper. So we want to, we don't mind loading this up with a little extra seasoning if that means it's going to make our whole meal taste a little better and spice things up a bit. Then we'll do our garlic and onion powder. And then salt and pepper if you need to. I honestly probably went a little overboard on the seasonings this time, but that's all right. I'm going to leave the salt out actually, since this probably has enough salt in it already. Lastly, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of canola oil, just so that none of that burns on the top. You don't have to do that step. I normally don't, but you can. And now we're ready for the oven. Just stick it right into the oven at 400 degrees for about 35 minutes, and we'll let it go for that duration. Also, if you want to check the temperature, make sure your chicken is cooked at 65 degrees. Mine is a convection oven, so it's for sure going to get these cooked all the way through at that time. But make sure that your chicken is cooked at 65 degrees in the center so that you don't get sick or anything. Okay, now that the chicken is in the oven, we're going to get to the next part. We're going to get to the rice and the broccoli. Now make sure you're going to want to have 2 pots, and then you want to make sure and wash your hands after dealing with the chicken as to not contaminate anything else and get yourself sick. So we're going to cut this up, wash it off with some water first, cut this up into pretty good chunks, and we're going to throw it into our smaller pot with just a little bit of water. And then we're going to put that on the oven over there on the stove and let that simmer and get nice and green. When I cut up my broccoli, I'm not a professional chef. I just kind of chunk it into big pieces. I don't want the real small ones because they get a little too soggy and gross, but you can always break them apart with your hands like this if you want a little bit smaller pieces. And we'll just cut up both of these big heads of broccoli here and put a little water in it. Okay, so our broccoli is all done, and of course, like I said, I have big chunks in there. And if you're not a greens guy, you need to become a greens guy, because broccoli actually has a ton of protein in it. So it's super, super good and supplements the carbs of rice and the protein of chicken as well. So we're just going to add a little bit of water to this and then put it on high on the stove, covered up on the top. I don't know if you can see how much water I put in, but not very much, but you want enough to soak at least the bottom portion. You don't need the tops like that because we're going to end up steaming it. So we'll just put the top on like this and go full blast on our stovetop. Okay, now that our broccoli is on the stovetop over there, we're going to do that for about 7 to 10 minutes, just enough. You'll start seeing steam come out of your pot over there, and just get it off whenever you think it's ready. And we're going to do I'm going to do about 2 cups of rice this time, and we're going to do 2 cups of rice to 3 cups of water on this jasmine rice here. Alright, now that we have the water and the rice, we're going to put it on the stove and just put it on high for about 30 minutes. Okay, so right now we have our chicken in the oven. It's going to be done around 9 o'clock. We have our broccoli here steaming on a high. It's already starting to steam pretty good. And then I messed up the rice. Usually you want to put your water to a boil first, and then add the rice in, stir it really quick, put the lid back on, turn it to low, and then let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so on that. But I accidentally mixed the rice and the water at the beginning, so we're just going to go full high mode until that soaks in and cooks at the highest speed. So now we just wait. Now we just do the waiting game. Our broccoli is probably going to get done before anything, and then it's going to probably be our rice and then our chicken. So now we just play the waiting game. So our broccoli got done here, and quick correction on the rice. If you did like me and you accidentally put the rice with the water before boiling, what you want to do is bring it to a boil, and then of course turn it back to low, and we're going to let that simmer for another 15 to 20 minutes. But you really want to put it on boil first, the water, then add the rice, stir it, and turn it to low afterwards. But I messed up this time around. So it is 9 o'clock, and I just turned off my oven and checked the chicken, and it was 165 degrees. I said 65 earlier. I don't know what I was thinking. 165 degrees Fahrenheit or more is going to make sure that your chicken is fully cooked. So mine's just boiling in there, sitting in the juices. So we're going to take that out now. Our broccoli, of course, finished a while back, and our rice just got done too. And so we're all ready to go. We're just going to get some Tupperwares out and dip this up. Okay, so I have 4 Tupperware ready to put in all this chicken. Now I'm going to be able to get about 3 pieces of chicken per Tupperware, and I'm also going to save, maybe I'll save a little bit for tonight because I haven't quite eaten dinner yet, but and of course rice and broccoli, just put it up in even amounts, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to put it in the Tupperwares, and that's it, guys. Then put it in the fridge, and you'll be ready for the week. Thank you all for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also put in the comments what you would like to see in the future. If you'd like to see more meal prep videos, maybe more product reviews, maybe workout plans, anything you'd really like to see. And also, if you have time, go over to my site at enragedgeesefitness.com. I'll leave a link in the description. There you can find all of our videos, probably more from our YouTube channel, Aaron and I's. And you can also find products of different things like proteins, pre-workouts, multivitamins, BCAAs, creatines, all sorts of different supplements, as well as gear and apparel. So if you'd like, go check out my site over there at enragedgeesefitness.com. And also, I'd like to inform you all that I'm going to be doing another series here coming up shortly. I'm getting the footage already. It's going to be a road to 170 pounds. And I want you to be there as a community alongside me on this journey as I try to gain about 15 to 20 pounds of lean body mass within the next 6 months or however long it takes. But we're going to be hitting it hard in the gym, hitting it hard here in the kitchen as we cook our meals. We're going to be eating a lot of food, putting out content, making sure our workouts are good. And I really want you guys to be alongside me during this journey as I try to reach 170 pounds. And also go look at our other videos on our channel. And again, thank you all for watching.